back with more Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This is episode 7 of season 7, and yes, I'm so hyped for this episode. I can't even tell you how excited I am. If you watched some of my countdown videos leading up to the premiere of this season, I did say that episode 7 was one of my most anticipated this season. There was like 4 episodes I was like really hyped for. This was one of them. Because we kind of knew, based on when the title got announced and everything, this seemed to be like a Deke and Mack kind of centric episode based on those two. And then obviously the last episode ended the way it did, and it kind of really confirmed that, and this seems to be a very crazy, unique episode that's been quite hyped. And I'm so excited for that, because I love Deke. We know this. Deke's one of my absolute favourites. I love Mack as well. He is the director to end all directors. Don't at me. And yeah, I'm so hyped to see exactly what's going to go down. I feel like it's just going to be a really bonkers fun episode, and I think we need that after the stress that came in the last one, so we'll see how that all goes down. And I'm just so excited for this one, I can't even tell you. The hype is real. I don't even care that it's like nearly 3 AM. I don't care. Because this episode is going to be everything. I'm so excited. One thing I wanted to talk about quickly before we get into the reaction are these things down here. I just wanted to give a little shout out to a little thing that's being done on Twitter at the moment. There was someone who worked on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. who's kind of running a competition, like a giveaway of cool kind of behind the scenes like merchandise and, you know, wrap gifts from the show, signed kind of cards and whatnot. And I actually was lucky enough to win a couple of weeks ago, and the stuff that I won just got delivered yesterday, I think it was. So I just want to show a few of these things off that I got. Very excitingly, we got like a signed card there from BJ Britt, who played obviously Triplet, rest in peace. Then just a few other like really cool little trading cards there, like Enoch and like a Kitson kind of thing with loads of lemons. And on the back's a really cool illustration there of Coulson, if you can just about make it out. I think it's from like one of the comic covers. I also got a few little stickers of the two loves of my life, Fitzsimmons of course, and a lemon sticker. So I'm just gonna wear this on my forehead forever, I don't know, but I will savour it. So yeah, I got very lucky kind of entering the competition and winning that one week, and they're doing a giveaway every single week of season 7, and to be in with a chance of winning some cool stuff like that, all you need to do is donate to one of 3 really cool charities that this whole kind of fundraising thing's supporting. So I'm going to link the details down below, and there's going to be like a tweet that kind of explains everything. So I thought I'd just let you guys know if people were interested in winning some really cool, unique Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. kind of merchandise like that. Because I'm going to display all that very proudly, a nice little memory of such a wonderful, glorious show. So that's all going to be in the description of this video if you want to check that out and support some really cool charities in the process. So that's that out into the world, and yeah, this episode's going to be unreal, I think. I cannot wait, so let's get into it.
Agent Shaw, I want a full report. What happened? Start from the beginning.
Oh, okay. Oh. Is it like a selfie? Oh, this bitch. Oh, and that's cool. Oh, man.
I was 10 years old.
They left us behind. Something must have gone wrong.
But the mission's over.
If we meet young Mack, I might cry.
Should have taken out the Chronicons.
I might cry anyway.
Ripples, not waves. Remember?
Yeah, I get it. You kind of went back on it a bit as well, but I get it.
Okay.
Oh.
And I still think about it every day. If you want to talk, I'm here.
Well, so far it's not totally excellent, is it? Totally depressing. Oh, come on. Oh, come on, that's not fair. Now it's totally sad. See, Henry looks good crying. I look like a twat. Oh no, young Mack, isn't it?
Hello, Russell.
Hello, Symbol.
Oh, Russell, no.
For tuning my voice.
How does he not just snap the paintbrushes?
Well, it seems you've gone full cabin fever, but that's okay. Maybe you'll
Same.
the next great American novel or
Quarantine. Oh! It's the Jacko Kratos beard. God, he's probably so high on all that glue. Deke doesn't give up on the people he cares about.
Color matched your eyes.
Oh no.
Every person here came to see him? Lucky for you. The band just came out for the encore.
Oh my god, he started a band. Oh my god. I'm a fanboy. I'm a groupie. Oh my god. This is worth this video getting demonetized. Daisy. Jeff Ward, your treasure. Oh my god. Henry Simmons is also a treasure. He definitely gets his dramatic side from Fitz. This is the first episode of television. Fuck yeah.
director. Don't introduce you to Deke Squad.
Oh man.
She runs covert ops and tactical, kind of the brains of the operation.
Well, that's me.
Mostly, we just really needed a drummer.
Wait. You told me that dude was shady.
Yeah, but that was before we found out he had a steady job.
Doing more.
Selling coke.
Yep.
Although, I've never seen him drink any.
Look. This is terrible spy crap.
Oh my god.
Exactly. We need a leader.
He's trying to give Mack a sense of purpose again.
Feels like you're overreacting.
Not even a little.
Colson seemed fine with it.
Colson's alive.
Admittedly, there's been some real soul searching here.
God, listen to this guy. So humble.
Cyril?
Oh,
What's going on? I needed
it's not what it looks like.
You knew too much.
Whoa! Ooh! Ooh! Russell.
You must really miss Yo-Yo.
I'm just glad she hasn't had to see me like this.
Oh.
This man,
Team's still gelling. We got a lot of work.
He's so dramatic.
Sit in and train.
No! No!
Work, idiot. Don't give up on us yet.
Don't give up on us, baby. The shotgun axe! Hell yeah.
Designed it myself.
That's the sexiest thing I've ever seen. Look at that shotgun axe.
I'm not your director.
Yes, you are.
You build something out of a lie, you pretend it's yours, then you surround yourself with a bunch of sycophants.
They aren't sycophants. They have my back.
Oh man.
They'll give up on me when the going gets tough. Just like I didn't give up on you.
Oh.
I didn't ask for that.
You shouldn't have to.
Didn't have to.
Yeah.
Because that's what friends do for each other.
Oh, your friends? Best friends?
With yours.
They look like the thing from Power Rangers. What was his name? Ay 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 ay. Oh, I like Daleks. Oh man! Oh! Oh no! Oh god!
Way's always going on about you. Mack's such a great guy. Best leader any team could have.
Oh, T.
And we have you pegged wrong.
He deserves the world.
D checks in on him every couple weeks. Brings him and his brother school supplies, toys, even got him a drum kit.
I didn't know.
Of course not.
Oh god. Oh god, that nearly made me cry. That's so sweet. Fuck. This isn't. This is a problem.
What do we hear?
Not again.
Exterminate. Yes! Oh, I'm having a great time.
I'm just too much of a dreamer. But we can just,
But I'm not the only one. Whoa! Oh. Wow.
Can you please help me? I am lost.
I think it's a trick. Be careful!
Metallic Wizard. It's a good name for a band. Metallic Wizard.
So you've encountered these things before?
And they made it personal.
Killed my parents. Someone's gonna pay.
You're goddamn right.
You mean the robots?
Yeah, the robots.
Eh. Return of the Mack.
He came back.
Yes. It's gonna be that badass shot in the trailer. This might be the best day of my life. Look, yes! Badass. I want one of these robots. I think that would look great in my room.
That was so badass.
I know, Ronnie. I know.
Oh,
Hope you don't die.
well, same.
What now?
Oh, shit! Oh! Sibai? Oh no, there's always one.
Just because you're a bit of a coward doesn't mean I don't love you. Of course I want you guys on the team. Come here.
Aw.
Your Uncle Marcus has been great. And I think that you and Ruben are even closer in this timeline. I was thinking maybe harmonica?
Oh, what? Harmonica? Oh, hell no. I'm a sax man all the way.
Oh, of course the big man plays the sax.
A shotgun sax. Haha. Find the boys.
No one should ever have to go through something like that alone.
He wasn't alone. Yes.
Good to see you, Deke. You too, Coulson.
That's really not the reaction I was expecting.
Simmons,
I had friends.
these are SHIELD agents.
I love this. Can they all come? Might be a bit crowded, but
I'll return in a moment.
Smaller than I imagined.
You now have the one tool necessary to control
goodness gracious. Okay, I adored that episode. I loved it. I think that's easily my favourite this season. One of my favourites ever, I think. It was just so fun, and they just went all out, and it focused on Deke, who I love, and it focused on Mack, who I love, and there was some emotion there was some funny moments there was some interesting setup for the rest of the season there. It was just bonkers in the best way. Like, can you imagine them, like, going for something like this in season 1 or whatever? I mean, I love that we've kind of had them explore the most advanced kind of robots ever, like LMDs and Chronocoms and stuff. And then we also just have, like, these, like, weird Dalek-y tin robot things, and it just, oh, so good. And, you know, they couldn't have done a story like this if they hadn't done, like, the time travel aspect of this season, because obviously that was the time period that they were set in, so the Chronocoms had to make use of the technology that they had there, so they had to build themselves up with those bodies. They looked like they were in Robot Wars, and I'm here for it. I loved it. Where to even begin? The only problem I had was that this episode ended. It's the only thing that was wrong with it for me. Oh, so good. It was such a great idea of having Deke and Mack stranded together. It gives Mack, well over a year. I think they said 20 months. Gave him that time to kind of start to heal from losing his parents and seeing that happen. He was there with Deke, who was the one who really, really understood what Mack was going through, and therefore never gave up on him, never gave up on his friend. So wholesome. I love the sides to Deke that they explored in this episode, with him always, going to check back on Mack all that time, trying to get him back in the game by creating a new SHIELD team all on his own, taking the initiative with that. And even if he did take something from the future and make it seem like his own, like with the songs like Don't You Forget About Me, which was great, by the way. Jeff, release an album now. Even though he still did that kind of thing, which he did a lot of in season 6 as well, with his own company. It was kind of a grander scheme to get Mack back involved with SHIELD, and it was actually like a disguise for his own SHIELD operation. So it just shows his growth in that way, and I loved that. Him growing and attaching to all these new people in his team and really seeing them as kind of friends and comrades. Going back and looking after Mack and his brother when they were younger, giving them a nice car for their uncle and giving them toys, and that's just so fucking sweet. And I love Deke so much. What a great character. He's come so far. I despised him in the first half of season 5. Not like, this character's rubbish. Just, he did some not nice things, and he didn't seem like a particularly pleasant person, and you really get to understand him, and he's made his mistakes along the way. But I already went on a rant. I think it was episode 12 of season 6. I already went on my big "this is why I love and defend Deke" rant. So if you want that, go and check out that reaction. But he's come so far. He's changed and grown so much, particularly this season. I think this is like peak Deke, to make it a rhyming kind of thing, because I think he'd appreciate that. Peak Deke. And man, Jeff and Henry, just so great together. Those characters just pair so well together. And yeah, Jeff and Henry were fantastic in this episode. The emotional moments, like Mack going to the grave, just the bonding moments between the two of them, Deke not wanting to give up on his friend, and then Mack coming round to that and saying, I had my friends supporting me. I loved them exploring that friendship, and exploring grief in that way. But alongside that, we had this bonkers kind of setting in the 80s. The title was really great, how they kind of typed it in. The music was awesome in this one in particular. Even like the editing of the episode, they did like swipes and stuff, very Star Wars-esque. And they echoed a lot of like 80s shows with like zoom-ins on characters' faces as they say a dramatic line to like the corner of the screen like that. And they also took the piss out of that as well, because when Mack did that really badass line like that, we had the other woman there was like, you're talking about the robots, right? And just having like those old style robots, it was just, they've nailed like the feel of the time periods they visited so far this season. And it's just episodes like this makes me so sad that the show's ending, and it's going to make me miss it so much, because they're still producing such amazing stuff like this, and there's only 6 episodes left of the show, and that makes me sad. And we still haven't had Fitz, but that's okay, because we're getting some fucking great stuff. And yeah, I can't sing this episode's praises enough. I really can't. I knew this was going to be a good one. I've been looking forward to it for so long, and I'm so glad it was worth the hype for me. So worth staying up for. And I think I might even stay up for another few hours and edit this as well and get it up straight away, because I was just so hyped about this episode. Man, it was so good. So yeah, I liked him kind of exploring Mack's grief, him just falling into like this absolute slump, growing out the beard, just painting his little car models. I really like that little detail. I can totally buy Mack being into that kind of thing. I think that was so cool, a good way of him passing the time. And then at the end of the episode, he kind of passed it on to his younger self. It's just so good. And him learning to kind of let people in and accept that he needs his friends to get through such a difficult period for him, and, you know, dealing with that grief and depression that he was clearly going through, and seeing Deke kind of try and be that light to bring him back into the world and get him back on track. And, you know, Mack was very aware of the state he was in, because he was kind of saying, you know, I don't want Yo-Yo to see me like this. I'm glad she doesn't have to see me like this. So he's still a very, you know, showed a lot of his intelligence was still intact, even if he was going through this period of insane and intense grief. It was just beautiful performance from Henry in all of that, and this journey of him just slowly coming round. And, you know, he's getting there. I like that they weren't like, oh, I'm better now, let's move on. He's getting there, and I think he found some catharsis in destroying a lot of those robots. Destroying Sybil's main-ish body, like, not completely, obviously, as we saw. And you're just having Deke to relate to, and Deke kind of saying, no, I'm here if you want to talk about it. He's been through it. He was so honest and open about it as well. You know, losing your parents, that's a pain that never goes away. You deal with that every day. And I just love... It's always been a great thing where Deke's just been Deke, and Mack's just looking at him like, how the fuck are you still alive? How have you survived this long? Made a life for yourself? That's always kind of been how their relationship has worked, and to see that get a big spotlight in this episode was just so fantastic, and that there is actually a really deep, close bond there. They are really good friends, and I think it just shows how smart Deke can be, how integral I think he is to the group, how integral Mack is as a leader. The fact that Deke kind of opened up about, you know, I'm not a very good leader, I couldn't do this, you know, Mack's the proper leader here. It just shows how, I think, uniquely needed those two are for S.H.I.E.L.D. They could fall into those roles even in this new S.H.I.E.L.D. group, who I really liked as well, those little kind of side characters. I don't know if we'll see any more of them. I feel like it was kind of a one and done thing, but they had some little kind of quirky personalities, and I really liked their introduction scene, like where their names like flashing up on screen. Very good, very like A-Team kind of vibes from that. So yeah, the Deke Squad, that was great. Like the band, the cover band is actually a cover band. That very clever, and all those little personalities coming through. The Chang gang, oh my god, iconic. I love them. Just kind of running away, getting scared, but Deke was kind of okay with that, and accepting of that, because he's so used to coming back to like the present day, which, you know, was quite far in the past for him in season 5. He had to kind of find a new life for himself, and you know, Deke's always desperately wanted to be accepted and to have that attention on him, because he's so often used to not getting it. And I don't think it's necessarily for selfish reasons. He just wants someone to notice him, because he's always felt kind of pushed aside and been treated like nothing, really. You know, it's kind of why he's always wanted Daisy to notice him. He's always wanted, you know, Fitz and Simmons to accept him. He's always kind of been pushing for that, because I think he was just a very lonely person once upon a time, and he didn't see a lot of self-worth in himself, because he seemed to be quite ignored and pushed aside at times. So he's always desperate for that attention, and that's kind of why he's done a lot of the things he's done. And he's kind of really coming to terms with that now, moving forward and saying, you know, I am worth something. I think that's such a great journey for him to go on, such an inspiring and relatable journey for me. I think that's another reason I love Deke so much. And to see Mack, who's often annoyed by Deke, a good 90% of the time, also come round on that and call Deke his friend, it's a huge stepping stone, a really cool story for those two. I loved what this episode did with both those characters. I thought it was fantastic. Just Mack dealing with all his shit and kind of bouncing back from that, because that's what Yo-Yo would do. He always says how much he loves about Yo-Yo, the fact that she's always bouncing back, and that's what he had to do this episode, and I loved that. I thought that was great. And Deke was just absolutely just a sweetheart, just helping out, giving little Mack toys, and just never giving up on his friend. Icons, the pair of them. I loved it, and yeah, I loved the Deke Squad. They were great. Poor old Russell, getting roped into like building Sybil a body. I like how you know, Coulson kind of destroyed all the Chronicon bodies, including his own one, but he still survived. It was cool seeing him kind of show up on like the TV screen and everything. That was a really clever way of having him in this episode, and I imagine they're going to build him a new body, so that would just be back to normal. That's fine. And then Sybil rebuilding a body for herself as well, and trying to just constantly find ways of surviving and evolving. And I was very naive to think, oh good, they stopped her at the end of the episode because there's still like half the season left to go. So of course the Chronicons aren't all gone. So Sybil lives on. I'm guessing she saw that coming. And yeah, I'm excited to see what role she's going to play now. She seems to have teamed up with Nathaniel, who's not dead. He just crushed himself last episode, but he's fine. So I'm guessing he maybe has had a lot of time to master his powers. So maybe he has like Quake powers now. Maybe he has even more than that, who knows. Obviously that's going to be explored a lot more. A lot of people were kind of thinking that he wasn't dead. And I'm glad he's not, because if that had been it for him in the last episode, where he was like, oh, I'm just going to experiment, take Daisy's powers. Oh, I can't control it, my bones are cracking, crush, dead. That would have kind of sucked. So it is good that he's still alive, causing a bit of trouble. Man, these gosh darn Maliks, you just can't get rid of them. I guess that's true of Hydra, isn't it? Cut one head and two will return in its place. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Nathaniel and Sybil's role is going to be going forward now they're teaming up, and seeing these time periods continue journeying on and being explored. That was all very, very good. So really, really love the potential for where those stories can go. And it was absolutely ridiculous with these robots, but they just went with it. They really went there. I love the little quirky designs of them, and like the red kind of eyes. Quite gruesome at times when they killed people, like when he killed Russell and like, ran him through with that, and Cricket with the blade, and the woman that Cricket was with. Quite a brutal death for her because blood everywhere. I really, really enjoyed like the special effects of that and the practical effects of it all. Just great, and again really nailing the time period with Deke singing "Don't You Forget About Me." I love that entire sequence. Technically kind of got a musical episode, so I'll take it. A very Deke scene, and that's another reason I love Deke so much, is you couldn't really get away with that with any other character, and it just works with Deke, and I think Jeff really sells it. And you can go out there and crazy with episodes like this when you have a character like Deke and you have a character like Mack who's kind of the complete opposite of that, and so pairing them just works brilliantly like that. And yeah, Coulson being on the TV was great. Kicking off the episode with May asking Deke, like, tell me what happened. I really liked that. It would have been really cool to see her kind of feel Deke's emotions. If she kind of like, maybe like Deke like, got out of his chair and she was like, sit down, so she touched him and then she felt that excitement. That would have been really funny. But I like how they opened with that, because we all knew they were going to reunite with the team. It's not really a big issue that they started off with Deke just being back and reunited with May and everyone. So I liked that, kind of a running through it. And then her little sass towards the TV Coulson at the end was great as well. We saw Yo-Yo and Gemma very, very briefly. Yo-Yo's concern for Mack was very wholesome in reuniting with him, making sure he was okay and that, you know, she got through it. And Gemma was a very fleeting appearance, but I appreciate her being in an episode because we love her. And I'm assuming Daisy's still just like recovering and stuff. So yeah, it was cool to see like most of the crew in this episode, even if the big focus was on Deke and Mack, which is fair enough. And yeah, some crazy stuff at the end there with Nathaniel, and what on earth he's going to be up to, who knows, but I'm sure we'll find out very, very soon. And yeah, just a stunning episode. I really, really love this one. So fun, but there's a lot of deep meaning to it as well. Brilliantly directed, brilliantly written. Definitely my favourite of the season so far, and I knew it would be. I loved it. I'm so glad I was kind of hyping it up to myself, and it was worth it. Yeah, great cast. I love the addition of like the Deke squad. They were great. All the character stuff with Deke and Mack was fantastic. The ending with Sybil and Nathaniel, some interesting setup. And yeah, we're over halfway through the season now. 6 episodes left. Oh, that makes me sad. Really sad. But this season has been so good so far, and I can't wait to see that continue. And I think that's easily a top 10 episode that I've just watched, so I'm very happy about that. what an episode. Awesome, awesome stuff. This show is just the greatest thing. The gift that keeps on giving, season 7. And yeah, I can't wait to see what else they have in store for the next 6 episodes, but it might be hard to top this, I would say. I think the only thing that could top this is the glorious day when Fitz makes his return, whenever that may be. Man, this show. Great stuff. That was a fantastic episode. Favourite of the season, one of my favourites ever, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it too, as much as I did. If not, then at least you hope you enjoyed this reaction. And yeah, that was nuts, in the best way. Love it. And don't you forget about me. And with that, yeah, I'll see you next week.